So this comment is suggesting that Jesus and Muhammad are both speaking for the same God and bringing a same message, I guess, same religion. So with that in mind, let's compare and contrast some of the things Jesus said, who said he speaks on behalf of the Father and speaks the words that he is given, with things Muhammad said, who claimed to speak on behalf of Allah, and see if they are both speaking for the same God. And with that, I will now present you with 10 differences between Jesus and Muhammad and the messages they both brought. Number 1. Muhammad says Allah hates those who don't accept Islam, whereas Jesus said God loved the world and Jesus came and laid his life down for the sins of the world to save them. Number 2. Muhammad said he has come to fight against those and is commanded to fight against those until they confess there's no God but Allah and Muhammad is his apostle. Whereas Jesus said those who live by the sword will die by the sword, and to turn the other cheek and to not resist an evildoer. Number 3. Muhammad stoned a woman for adultery, whereas Jesus said he who is out without sin should cast the first stone, in the context of a woman who was brought to him who had been caught in the act of adultery. Number 4. Muhammad permitted stealing from unbelievers, whereas Jesus said, do not steal. Number 5. Muhammad permits lying, whereas Jesus said, do not bear false witness. Number 6. Muhammad owned and traded slaves, whereas Jesus did not own any slaves and never traded any. Number 7. Muhammad beheaded 800 Jewish men and boys, whereas Jesus said, pray for those who persecute you and love your enemy. Number 8. Muhammad unalived people who insulted and hurt him, whereas Jesus preached complete forgiveness and love of enemies. Number 9. Muhammad says, if anyone attacks you, retaliate in the same manner. As Jesus says, if someone strikes you on one cheek, turn the other cheek also. Finally, number 10. Muhammad claims that jihad in the way of Allah elevates one position in paradise by 100-fold, whereas Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Now there's plenty more I could list. I have actually more written down, up to 27 in total, but I didn't want to make this video too long, so maybe I'll do a second part if people want to hear some others. But there you go. Jesus and Muhammad do not speak for the same God. Muhammad is speaking for either his own imaginations or a completely different entity entirely that has nothing to do with Jesus and the Father, who spoke of peace and love and compassion, not murder, mayhem and slavery.